reminder to many of you, but to some friends who are here, I just want to spend a few minutes before we go to bed. And this is not a part of the topic, but it is a supplement, and I believe a crucial, helpful supplement as to young people as we step into this married life. And this is a kind of preparation before you take the big decision. Let's go. Number one, dear friends, marriage is God's institution. And indeed, God created Adam and Eve. And when God put man and woman in that Eden garden, there were only one man. There was only one man. And there was only one Eve. That means the design of marriage for man and woman is between a man and a woman, not between one man and many women, and not between Steve and Eve also. God did not create Eve, but one Eve and one man. Not with Steve. Eve, not with Steve either. Adam was with Eve and not with Steve either. Yeah, not Eve, but Adam. Man versus man is biblical principle. That's why the Bible says in Genesis 2:24, for this reason, a man will leave his father, house, and mother, and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh. This is the institution ordained by God. And relationship, one man, one woman, is what God has designed. And if we walk out of this relationship, it is unbiblical and it is not acceptable for us as Christians. So make sure that there is no a man with a man or a woman with a woman, but it is man with man, man with woman, and vice versa, but with no others, even more than the two partners. And we must know marriage, the dynamics of marriage. In Proverbs it says there are three things that are too amazing for me, four that I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the sky, the way of a snake on a rock, and the way of a sheep on a high sea, and the way of a man with a maiden. In this game like this, there could be a chance where you can find somebody that you have a soft corner that you like, or you both of you can get along and there is a chemistry. That is okay. Because when boys and girls are put together, this is the gift that God has given, where we fell for one another. But I want to strongly suggest to all the campers here, especially to the young boys and girls, don't be cheap and don't be too fast or too quick in making a big decision. Take slow. You have to go through summer and winter finding life partners. You have to look not only the left, somebody is smiling, but we have to look the right also. If we end up looking at left and take decision, something could be wrong. So take time to look from the right angle also, and then take decision. What I'm saying is sometimes we the boys take easy decisions so easily, and without any second thought. And the girls also, don't be so cheap. Every guy that sends you a message or smile at you does not mean that he is your husband potential. Please take time, summer and winter. Look at the right and look at the left. Then take decision. Spend good time together. Jacob served for 7 years to get Rachel. And the Bible says it seems only just a few days because of his love for her. So, true love should spend quality time. That is what I want to say. 7 years. So, don't be so cheap, girls and boys. Be careful. All that glitter is not gold. That is also there. So, in this, it should be taken with good care. Another thing, do not yoke together with unbeliever. This is Bible. And many times we have marriages where we take it for granted that if I marry a man from other faith, I can convert her into Christianity, and I call it evangelistic dating. Please don't do it. You cannot yoke together with unbelievers. You have to marry somebody who is born again, and somebody who loves the Lord, somebody who is matured, and somebody who is willing to share your journey. Because marriage is lifetime business. You cannot marry 2-3 times unless the man or woman that you married unfortunately died. Otherwise, marriage is a lifetime business. And when we are the light of the world, and what connection do we have with darkness? People who are not born again are still in darkness. People who are not Christian are still living in darkness according to the biblical teaching. That's why you are the light of the world. What relation does light have with darkness? What relationship between idol worship and worship of Yahweh, the scripture says? For we are the temple of the living God. And what is the harmony between Christ and Belial? Or what does believer have in common with non-believers? So don't do evangelistic dating, and don't ever think that you'll be able to convert them into Christianity. If you want to know the examples, go and read the Bible in 1 Kings. We will see Solomon carried away by foreign wife. He had 1,000 wives, 700 wives of royal birth, and 300 concubines. Altogether, 1,000 wives. And we also know the story in the book of Judges. Samson married Delilah, the foreign woman, and he lost his eyesight, and he even lost his life. So engaging and yoking together with unbelievers is disastrous, that we see in the Bible. I'm going to close. This is what I suggest people. This is not absolute, but if you find something practical, please take home. These are some of the practical steps which I consider before taking the final steps. These are my view and not absolute and free from limitation. I have applied in my personal life, and I believe this suggestion will be helpful to all of you. Number one, I give this advice so that your marriage, to save your marriage from unnecessary tensions and burden. It may be applicable to you or may not. If it is not, please Be gracious to me. And you can even share to your friends. It may be applicable to them. Go with your ears. In the days of Instagram and Reels and makeup, it can easily deceive anybody. Facebook dating is dangerous. There are dangers. Facebook dating is dangerous. Look can be beautiful and stunning, but heart is scorpion. I don't know how to relate to that, but you can imagine yourselves. The girls that look beautiful, the man that look handsome and tall, does not mean that he has a good heart. So, why go with your ears is study about that person. Talk to his friend, talk to her friend, talk to her relative, talk to the people where that person belongs, and listen about them. And if you hear good news about them, it is good to go ahead. But if you hear bad things about them, you still have to reconsider it again. Look out for godly men and godly women, so that your marriage is not, in tension, or so that your marriage is not in trouble. A godly man will love his wife, and a godly woman will love her husband, because God will be the center of your marriage. But if you go for looks, if you go for wealth, if you go for position, at the end you will have a troubled marriage. But if you go with man and woman who love the Lord, who fears God, it will help you to secure your marriage life. Sometimes the ladies may think that if the guy that I'm marrying is a millionaire, I will cry inside BMW, or I will cry inside that. That is the wrong choice. Please don't do it. Joshua, you're a millionaire. We have BMW. Ferrari. I would rather success sit in an auto rickshaw and be happy, rather than sit in Ferrari and cry and trouble marriage. Look out for godly man and godly woman. Charm is deceptive, beauty is pretty, but the woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. And if your man is godly, you will not find any suspicion, any misunderstanding. I'm not saying that 100% secure, but big issues are handled when a man or woman is godly, because they will keep their marriage God as the center in their relationship. And as far as possible, plant matter in our society. I'm not commanding here, but I'm suggesting. If I'm a Kahmei, and if I marry with Kahmei, I may have issues. If you want to become a minister or a pastor or somebody is in the ministerial field, you'll have lots of problems. And the Bible also says, what is bound on earth will be bound in heaven. So what is agreed on earth and acceptable on earth is also acceptable in heaven. Don't go along with before making any big decision. Reconsider again if it is Kahmei or Nimai, or Horam versus Horam, or Milka versus what is that? Longman. So you know it. Please And love is blind. And don't be fooled by love may, there is no age bar. Please reconsider it again. I'm your pastor and I want the best for all of you. It matters a lot. 20 years gap is dangerous. Don't ever think that you will be able to cope up. Man, boys, when you walk down with a 20 years old difference, you are just 20 and your wife is 40. No matter what the makeup, no matter how, people are not cow, they are human beings, they'll find out. Are you going along with your mother? That comment may come. So please, age factor matters. People say that love has no limits. बहुत फर्क होता है, इसलिए आराम से दिमाग ठंडा लगाकर सोच कर डिसीजन लेना है. I don't want to go into detail. And the best way to find wife is start praying for your wife. My wife is not perfect, but I prayed literally 7 years. She has lots of weaknesses and shortcomings. But without her, I won't be who I am today also. She has supported me in this ministry last 14 years, and we are serving together. I know after giving my life in the year 2022 that I will be a Christian minister. I mean, I'll be in full-time ministry. I came across honestly, before the camera I'm saying, there are privileges where I could have married government official who has certain posts in the government. I'm quite a smart guy, please understand. But I know if I marry somebody from that background, I would not have strong support for the ministry. That's why I pick my wife, who is from theological background. And I pick with so much of prayer. I remember I used to go out in Indra Vihar. There is where I live. I kneel down, and every evening I used to pray to God. And that prayer, consistent daily prayer, go down till 7 years. And I pray for my wife. And the Lord give me my wife, and we were doing ministry together. What I'm trying to say is prayer is very important. And it will help you to have successful married life. Married life does not mean that successful married life does not mean that you won't have problem. You'll have problem, yet you'll be able to survive and continue with your partners. And this, to make this thing happen, prayer is very important. So I share to you a few thoughts. Let's recap. Marriage is from the Lord. One man, one woman is a biblical standard. And I want to put as CBCD, Building Healthy Church, husband is the head of the family. He's not Thomas Kahmei, but he's the Word of God. Wife of a noble character is a husband crown, but a disgraceful wife is a decay in his bones. If God says husband is the head of the family, you better obey him, because he created us and he knows us and he knows the best for all of us. Dynamic of relationship. Everything that glitters is not gold. Have patience in making decisions. Do not yoke together. Make it clear. Decide that I cannot marry an unbeliever. Make it strong. If you have that strong decision, you will not step into the wrong direction. But once you step in, it is not easy. Look out for a godly man and godly woman. It will save your marriage. Clan matter. If you are into that, and if you cannot parts, I don't know. Maybe you find somebody to help you out. But before you make that plan decision, please pray and make sure that you step into the right direction. Finally, prayer is very important. Pray for your husband, pray for your wife. And to those who are married, temptation will continue. That's why the Bible says, do not obey your neighbor's wife. Do not obey your neighbor's boyfriend or girlfriend. But it is commanded to the married people. There will be always temptation, but coming closer to God and making our marriage Christ-centered will lead us into a true